What's up, everybody? So today we got kind of a more of a techie, dorky video. So if you're not into the technical part of boards and setups and angles and all that crap, this might not be the video for you. So what I got here is a digital angle gauge. You may have seen this before from old Professor Schmidt or Ben DeGrow, and what it does is it tests the angles of your kicks on your skateboard, so the nose and the tail, to see how steep or non-steep they are. So I'm just gonna go through a few board brands today, and I did find something interesting on the thank you deck that I was skating. So we'll get into that one first. So here's the thank you deck I was skating for a while, a few months, whatever it may be, and we're just gonna go ahead and see what the nose and the tail are on this bad mamma jamma. Alright, so the thank you deck, be interesting to see. So thank you deck there is zeroed. Let's go to the tail. Tail, 19.6 degrees. Nose, 21 degrees. And that's like pretty standard. The nose is going to be a little bit steeper than the tail. Pretty standard. This is that 8-inch deck with a 14-inch wheelbase. I believe 6 3/4 tail, 6.5, or 6 3/4 nose, 6.5 tail. The interesting part, the new board that I'm skating is the same exact setup, same exact board. We got the nose over there. We're gonna do the same thing here. And this is interesting just because, so we got 0. Okay, let's go to the tail. 19.6 on the tail. Let's go to the nose. 19 on the nose! See that? 19 on the nose. So, what that means is this board, the tail, is the same basically as the other one. It's negligible. But the nose is more shallow. It's almost the same, but it is more shallow, which means that nose is gonna, I don't know if it's gonna pop really quick. It's gonna help me on nollies. I did skate this once and I didn't get to do a whole bunch of nollie stuff. But yeah, that's kind of funny. This thing may have gotten into the CNC machine backwards, maybe? But we have another thank you deck. As you guys seen in my last video, another thank you deck. Same exact. All three of these boards are the same. So let's try this one out. Get it on there. This one doesn't have grip, so I'm gonna have to. Alright, so we're zeroed out. Let's hold it on the tail. We got 20 on the 19.9, 20 on the tail, negligible. 20.5. You can see that that's about the same as the first board that I skated. The second board is backwards. So I don't know if they put it in the CNC machine backwards or what to cut out the board, but it could be like a super awesome board. Let's get to some other brands. We got thank yous out of the way. What next? We got a pretty popular board. It's the new Andy Anderson deck, the Heron deck. So let's see what the steepness is on this bad boy. This is a much bigger board. Much bigger board. I think it's like a 32-inch long, 14.5-inch wheelbase. So they dork out on this stuff. So we'll get this centered up and see what the steepness is on these bad boys. Okay, she's zeroed out. Remember, this is a symmetrical board. We're about to find out. Okay, not what I was expecting. That's pretty flat. 18.7. Alright, you can see there is a difference. So yeah, that's going to be probably negligible in those kind of readings, but you can see that actually those nose symmetricalness is about the same as the tail, so it's got about the steepness of a tail on those. And then let's try a different brand. Why not Heroin? Heroin, another symmetrical deck. Let's see, I figured this one would be flatter than the Powell board. You're up on the tail. Wow. That's, I was not expecting that. So we got 21. See, and this is the thing, is that, you know, that's half a degree or whatever it may be off. Is that noticeable? I mean, when you skate these boards, you don't notice it, so I don't think it's noticeable, but scientifically, they are different. So far, it's been all symmetrical boards. Let's get another symmetrical board. What we got here is a Jamie Foy 8.5-inch, another symmetrical board. So this is a Death Wish board. 20.6, you know, and these are supposed to be flat boards. 20.8, 20.7. So that's probably the closest so far, is the Death Wish deck. So once again, these are all symmetrical decks so far. So what's one that, you know, you guys might be skating? How about, you know, an element deck, and then maybe a girl deck? Let us see. We'll take this BAM element deck. Let's see what the steepness is on that, in case anyone wants to know brand steepness. This, you know, this may be the video for you. Tail, 21.5. That's steep. 22.1. Element. So element's a little bit steeper than the rest we've seen. Let's test a girl deck out. 8-inch girl deck, OG concave. Sean Malto signed, by the way. But yeah, let's see how the OG, because you know, girl decks are supposed to be a lot flatter. And let us see. We got 20.3, 20 on the nose. So that's probably basically the same. That's probably negligible. That's probably the same steepness for nose and tail. The tail's just shorter, the nose is longer. Interesting. All right, let's try a Death Wish, another Death Wish board, but not a symmetrical deck, and see what the difference is on that. All right, got another 8-inch Jamie Foy Death Wish deck. Also supposed to be flat. They do, Baker Death Wish does have steeper boards, but I think most of them are flat. Wow. Interesting. There you go. It says 23.8. So that's actually pretty steep right there. The steepest I think we might have seen. Interesting. I would not have guessed that. I would not have guessed that just by their reputation and by, you know, people say that they're flatter. And I think we'll try, for shits and giggles, we'll do this Toy Machine deck right here, the Ed Templeton board, and then we'll see what the kick is on the OG Caballero deck. Just to see, why not? We're here, you guys are on this journey. If you're still here, to me this is interesting shit. That Death Wish has been the steepest so far. That's unexpected. Tail, 20.5. Nose, 20.3. So, yeah, that's basically the same. I don't think these partial degrees really matter too much. So, I mean, in that mold, depending on, you know, where your fingers of flat are, that could maybe make a symmetrical board out of that. So let's get the old Caballero deck. Obviously, we only have a tail on this bad mamma jamma. 21.1. Yeah, that seems to be a 21. Seems to be about the average, I think, so far. Two last boards. So we got the Santa Cruz 8-inch VX deck. Noticeably steep feeling. So let's just try it. We got two VX decks that we'll try to go through. Tail, 21.4 compared to like the 19 on the thank you board. Nose, 22.23. Yeah, she's a steep one. She's a steep one, matey. So we're gonna try one more. Mario McCoy VX deck, twin 825. Not that that matters, because most of these boards, they're gonna come out of the same mold. They're just, you know, they're specified 8-inch, 825, whatever. So this might be the same as the other one. So let's get her zeroed. All right, she's at 0. Tail, 21.3. Tail, 21.7. And I have skated this board. This is my second version of this, and I don't look at it, I throw it down, and then she's good to go. So my guess is those half a degrees or whatever are not super noticeable. Sorry, not super noticeable while you're skating the actual board. So yeah, this is a little bit dorky stuff. Obviously I have other brands up there, and every board's going to be different according to where it is in the stack, 1 through 4. So it's really hard to say. It's hard to say. A lot of them seem pretty similar, but the thank you deck is definitely probably the most, the flattest board. So maybe I like flat boards. So yeah, if you guys have a brand where you're interested in seeing that, just let me know. I might be able to measure it, but that's my board, not your board. But it's just cool. It's just cool. I've been dorking around with this stuff lately. I've been really interested in wheelbases, truck heights, that kind of stuff. And that's partially because of Professor Schmidt and Ben DeGrow, old daddy. Yeah, if you're like that, if you like to dork out on this kind of stuff, leave it in the comments. And if you have any questions of like, hey, I have a board that seems kind of this, what's good with this, trucks, things like that, I'd be glad to answer them. You can find that information, but I respond to every comment I get. I feel like it's more immersive like that. More people need to do it because we're all just having fun. This is a form of social media, basic. So yeah, I will respond to any comment I get, even if you tell me I suck, that's fine. Yeah, if you like this kind of content with, you know, the science part of skateboarding, whatever, numbers represent things and what have yous and whatnots, then yeah, let me know. Hit the subscribe button. I doubt probably 2 people are left at this point, because not too many people care about this kind of stuff. They're like, just skate the damn thing, but my mind is weird. So, alright guys, well, I'll see you on the next one.